2026 is halfway over, and this year the best stories didn't premiere in a theater, they premiered on your couch. We took every brand new series that debuted in 2026 and ranked the top 10 purely by IMDb user ratings, with a floor of 10,000 votes, so a tiny cult favorite can't jump the line. The result is a fight between prestige fantasy, 2 Yellowstone spin-offs, a Korean revenge drama, and Nicolas Cage in a trench coat. And number 1? It pulled more votes than everything below it, combined. Kicking off the countdown at number 10, Young Sherlock. Guy Ritchie's fingerprints are all over it. The whip-fast style, the criminal underworld, a globe-trotting conspiracy, with hero finds Tiffin trading teen romance fame for a disgraced 20-something Holmes on his very first case. Here's the wall it had to climb. Sherlock is the most adapted character in the history of the screen, and audiences are exhausted by reinventions. 25,000 voters landing on 7.5 means this one earned its spot, a reboot that actually justified why it exists. At 9, a redemption story that has nothing to do with the plot. Detective Hull finally brings Joan Nesbo's tormented Norwegian investigator, Harry Hull, to the screen the way readers imagined him, with Joel Kinnaman as his corrupt rival. Why redemption? Because the last time Hollywood touched this character, the 2017 film The Snowman, it became one of the most infamous adaptations of the decade, so rushed that the director admitted whole pieces of the script were never even shot. Nordic noir fans waited 9 years for someone to get Harry right. At 7.7, Netflix finally did. Number 8 is the biggest swing of the year, a live-action, 1930s, black-and-white sold Spider-Man, led by Nicolas Cage. Cage voiced this exact character in Into the Spider-Verse. Here he steps fully into the trench coat as Ben Reilly, a down-on-his-luck private eye who happens to be the city's only hero. On paper, a period noir superhero show built around a niche comics variant should not work. 53,000 voters and a 7.8 say Cage's register of gravel and melancholy was exactly what it needed. Sometimes the strangest bet is the right one. At 7, Britain does what Britain does best. Legends comes from Neil Forsyth, the writer behind Guilt and the Gold, and dramatizes a real undercover operation to infiltrate the country's most dangerous drug gangs, with Tom Burke leading and a rare, dead serious turn from Steve Coogan. This is prestige true crime with the receipts. The scripts were built on actual interviews with the officers who lived it. It's the first of 3 shows knotted together at 7.9, the tightest cluster on this entire list, separated only by how many people voted. Number 6, and the first of 2 Taylor Sheridan shows in this top 10? Yes, 2. The Madison is the quiet one. No cattle wars, no shootouts, just a grieving New York family trying to reassemble itself in rural Montana, carried by Michelle Pfeiffer and Kurt Russell. Sheridan built an empire on Yellowstone's brutality. Here he's testing whether that same audience will follow him somewhere softer and sadder. 13,000 voters and a matching 7.9 say the Sheridan name travels, even when the guns stay holstered the whole season. At 5, the show that proves where the next audience is coming from. Off Campus adapts L. Kennedy's wildly popular hockey romance novels, a book talk phenomenon with millions of devoted readers, into a college love story between a music student and the team's star player. Critics rarely take books like these seriously, but look at the number that actually matters: 41,000 IMDb votes, most of them logged within weeks of release, and already a second season. That's not a fluke, that's a fan base that was waiting. The book-to-screen pipeline is now one of the safest bets in television. The top 4 opens with the year's best genre mashup. Widow's Bay is comedy, drama, and horror all at once. A skeptical mayor, played by Matthew Rhys, trying to govern a superstitious, quite possibly cursed New England island. It comes from Katie Dippold, a writer known for broad studio comedies, reaching somewhere far stranger for Apple. Tonal blends like this usually collapse. The audience can't tell whether to laugh or brace. 44,000 voters landing on 8.2 means this one holds all 3 notes at the same time. The hardest trick on the entire list, and Apple already renewed it. At number 3, Yellowstone didn't end. It multiplied. Dutton Ranch follows the two characters fans loved most, Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler, Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser, onto their own 7,000-acre continuation, and it's already in its second season. This was the genuinely risky part of Paramount's plan. Could the franchise survive rebuilt around a supporting couple instead of Kevin Costner's patriarch? An 8.3, higher than most of the original's later seasons scored, is a resounding yes. The Dutton machine, it turns out, runs just fine without its founder. Number 2 comes from Korea, and it is not a gentle watch. Teach You a Lesson imagines a government bureau built to punish the students and parents who abuse their teachers. A revenge fantasy pulled straight from one of Korea's most painful real-world debates about classroom burnout and harassment. Netflix's Korean slate has produced global phenomena before, but an 8.5 from voters scattered across the entire planet shows just how completely the audience for these shows has gone international. A story this specific to one country topping charts everywhere would have been unthinkable 10 years ago. And at number 1, by a landslide, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Adapted from George R.R. Martin's Tales of Dunk and Egg, it follows a wandering hedge knight, Ser Duncan the Tall, and his small squire, secretly a Targaryen prince, a full century before Game of Thrones. Here's what makes it remarkable. Everyone braced for prequel fatigue. House of the Dragon had already mined the dynasty's civil war for all its blood. Instead, HBO went the opposite direction. Warmer, funnier, a road trip adventure about friendship rather than a chess match about power. 261,000 IMDb voters, more than the entire rest of this list combined, gave it an 8.6. This isn't just the best new show of 2026. It's the rare prequel that made its world feel bigger, not smaller. Here's the full board, side by side, and 3 things jump out. First, streaming owns this list. 9 of the 10 live on a streamer or premium cable, and traditional broadcast barely registers. Second, the franchise machine is relentless. Game of Thrones, Yellowstone twice, Sherlock, Spider-Man, a Harry Hole adaptation. 7 of these 10 are extensions of something you already knew. And third, the gap from 10th place to 1st is a full point and a 10th. Number 1 didn't just win, it lapped the field. Original ideas are getting harder to find near the top of a list like this. But when the execution is this sharp, the voters clearly don't mind. 5 more that just missed the top 10. Marvel's Hollywood satire Wonder Man at 7.4. Harlan Coben's thriller I Will Find You, and His and Hers, which, with 78,000 votes, was actually the most watched new show that didn't crack our list. Then the Malcolm in the Middle revival, and 1 asterisk worth flagging. The new Scrubs scored an 8.4, high enough for the podium, but it sat just under our 10,000 vote floor, so it missed the ranking on a technicality, not on quality. So, did the voters get it right? Tell us the show you'd move up, and the one that's ranked too high, in the comments. ReelTally turns real ratings into a new ranking every month. Subscribe, and we'll see you at the next one.